Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation of exercise 3. Our team includes Deval, Neha, Roshna, Riyaben and myself Abraham. In the first section, we are comparing various visualization platforms. First, we have selected Tableau. According to them, Tableau is a visual analytics platform transforming the way we use the data to solve problems, empowering people and organizations to make the most of their data. That's the by default definition for the a good visualization platform. Uh, Tableau is little expensive to implement and maintain and need the knowledge of SQL queries for customized flows. Tableau mainly focuses on the corporate environment and they are the industry leader currently. They have easy connection to various data sources and they are well known for the beautiful and interactive visualizations. Next is ClickSense. ClickSense is Click's next generation platform for self-service oriented analytics. So compared to Tableau and other major visualization platforms, it also has connection to multiple data sources and all. The main difference of ClickSense is even the end user can co-author the report. Even they can add their own visualizations and share with everyone who has access to this report. So it not only the developer, even the end user can create their custom visualizations. And it's drag and drop to interface is much easier to create new dashboards. Even for the executives and management people, even they can add their own visualization which they want to focus on. Talking about Microsoft Power BI, it's part of the Microsoft suite of business tools and it is specifically made for data analysis and data visualization. Since it is a part of Microsoft tools and most of the organizations are already customers of Microsoft suite, so they get it as an add-on. They don't have to spend additional budget on this, and it can easily integrate with all the Microsoft products. Now Ria will explain few other applications as well.
Hello, Professor. Here I am going to represent the two slides. Data visualization tool is a form of software that designed to visualize the data. They allow you to input a data set and visually manipulate it. Here I am going to represent one of visualization tool. First one is SAP Business Objects. SAP Business Objects is designed to make reporting and analysis simple for business users. It allows to create the reports and run processes like predictive analytics without the requirement for data analyst involvement. Some of the advantages of SAP Business Objects are it allows user to access, format, analyze, navigate, and share information across the organization. It also maintains the long-term operational sustainability and financial growth. The second visualization tool is a Looker by Google. Looker is a robust business intelligence applications that may assist a company in creating informative visuals. It has a user-friendly workflow and it's a browser-based, so no need to use the desktop applications. It allows for dashboard collaboration and some of the benefits are it integrates with big data platform and databases. It also have options for custom installation with their hosted solutions. Thank you.
This is the lecture activity we did by creating a Tableau dashboard of quality of life for each country. We followed the steps provided in the video provided in the contents and then we made this, and we didn't do much change from the dashboard which was provided in the video. So rather than making the legend a floating, I made it into the bottom with a full into a tiled one only, so that it will show the wide range of colors and it's easy to relate rather than a small legend in the corner. I felt this look better. And for the quality of life with respect to cost, so I thought of it as a dependent and independent variable. So cost of life as a dependent variable and quality of life as the independent variable. So x and y, so I put, so if from the video I put it in the reverse order. I interchange the x and y variables. So I have given the link to the Tableau public as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone. As you can see, the given dashboard is a superstore dataset which describes the sales and profit of the store with the category. Further, we can survey from the given area chat that the sales and profit for several years was ups and down. But if we take a look at a particular point, then in 2015 the sales of the particular year was at normal stage for several months, and in the profit of the same year it was decreased and gone to loss for the superstore. Additionally, in year 2017, the sales of the product was approx 120k, but when it comes to profit, it's not even touching 15k. Second dashboard is a sales performance. If we take a look or on a first visual, we can see that the order were counted in increasing manner from 2014 to 2018. And in year 2018, it was approximately 3,836 orders. In the second visual, it describes the sales of a segment with the category. It's a bar chart and divided within a category of furniture, office supplies, and technology. So for the consumer segment, the sales were high as compared to corporate and home office. In the third visual, we can take a look of profit binding, which shows the profit by binding the data and compared with the sales. In the fourth visual, we can describe that the order should be divided with a region and a category. So we can see that the total number of orders in percentage, and it is divided in a region. When it comes to shipment, it is separated with the different tails for better understanding. In the last visual of sales and profit with category of a particular product, we can experience through a line chart.
Hi everyone, I'm Roshna Babu. My part is to present the task 5 of this exercise. That is basically the textbook reading. The chapter 3 chatter is your enemy. From that we have to answer the questions. The first question of this task is that what distracts you in visualizations? From the reading I came to understand that the clutter is the thing which makes our visualization distracts. Clutter means the visual elements or something that takes up space but doesn't increase the understanding. The presence of a clutter in our visual communication can cause a less than ideal or worse uncomfortable user experience for the audience. From the description itself, we can understand that the clutters are something that take up space but didn't give a much information to the user. For example, we can take an example from our textbook itself. So we can take an example of this graph. In this graph, we can see there is a border outside the chart, but that doesn't give much information to the user. So we can remove that border so that our visualization became more clear and we will get much space in our dashboard. So removing such clutters from our visualization is called decluttering. In decluttering, we may have some doubt whether what to keep and what to remove. In that case, there is a principle called Gestalt principle of visual perception that can be considered to identify which elements in our visuals are signal that the information we want to communicate and which might be noise. That means the clutter. According to Gestalt principle, there are 6 things which we have to consider. That means the proximity, similarity, enclosure, closure, continuity, and connection. Proximity means the nearness in space. Similarity means we should keep a similar feature or aspect. Enclosure means the physically enclosed together as belonging to the part of the group. And next one is the closure. We have to close or the end part of the summary will be symbol. Then the continuity means there should be a continuous unbroken existence of the data or the information. Next is the connection. That means all the visual aspects must have a connection with the other one. Next question is how much information can you really absorb from a visualization? Visualization have a great impact on our brain. The brain can understand more easily the information from a visualization. The brain is typically far better at recognizing and interpreting features and patterns in data when they are presented in a well executed visualization instead of a tabular format. The brain can encode an information far better, maybe the 10 times compared to other formats from a visualization. Visual encoding refers to the practice of assigning visual attributes such as color and shape to different types of data. Visual encoding translates data into a type of visual shorthand that brains can generally decode quite easily. Next question is which visual aspect you should use first, second, and third. For me, I will use a bar chart first. Like bar charts are easy for our eyes to read, and our eyes can compare the end points of the bars. So it is easy to see quickly which category is the biggest, which is the smallest, and also the incremental difference between the categories. Next, I will use a scatter plot. Scatter plots are useful for showing the relationship between two things because they allow us to encode data simultaneously on a horizontal x-axis and a vertical y-axis to see whether and what relationship exists. Next one I use is the symbol text. If we have just a number or two to share, symbol text can be a great way to communicate. Why I choose all these things are they are most common charts we usually use and they are so much easy compared to the other charts to understand. Moving forward with the task 6, the right visualization. The first question is when to use which visualization. So here I have mentioned all the graphs. We can go through one by one. The first one is the symbol text. It is used when we have just a number or two to share. Symbol text can be a great way to communicate. The next one is the table. Table is used when we need to communicate a multiple or different units of measure. Next one is the heat map. If we need to mix the details that can be included in a table while also want to make a use of visual cues, we can use a heat map. Next thing is the scatter plots. As we discussed, it is used when we need to show the relationship between two things. The line graphs are used to plot a continuous data. Next thing which we can use is a slope graph. We can use this one to if we need two time periods or points of comparison and want to quickly show relative increases and decreases of differences across various categories between the two data points. Next is the vertical bar graph. It is used when we need to compare and structure our categorization hierarchy. So the next version is the stacked vertical bar graph. If we need to compare a total across categories and also to see the sub-component pieces within a given category. Next, we can use a waterfall chart. It can be used if we need to pull apart the pieces of stacked bar chart to focus on one at a time or to show a starting point, increases and decreases and the resulting endpoint. The next one is a horizontal bar chart. It can be used if we need to pick a single go-to graph for categorical data. The next graph is a stacked horizontal bar chart. It can be used if we need to show the total across different categories but also need to give a sense of the sub-component pieces. The next one is an area chart. It can be used to show how value developed over time. The next one is a pie chart. It can be used if we need to compare parts of a whole. The last one which we can use is a Dawn chart. It can be used if we need to show the proportions of categorical data with the size of each piece representing the proportion of each category. So that's all about my part. The remaining part of that, the decluttering part of task 5 will be covered by Deval and the remaining part of task 6 will be covered by Neha. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Neha Joseph, and I'll be covering two questions. And the first one is how changing visual aspects lead to different decisions. For a dataset to be visualized, we could consider a lot of available visualization techniques and also we could use feasible visualization tools. But the right visuals will lead us to a better insight. For example, to understand the value or to talk about the numbers better, when we have one or two numbers, we could use the symbol text. But to understand a data and its inference, when we have more numbers, we should use a table or a graph. And a clearly described graph gives a better idea about the data than a clearly described table in most of the cases. And also, in order to draw insights and understand the relationship between two or more variables in the dataset, we could use the scatter plot. The second question is why you prefer certain visualizations. So considering the dashboards we have created, The first visualization that we have used is a NEHA chart in order to count the orders of the superstore and describe the increasing way of order. And secondly, we have used the bar chart, and that contains different segments to understand the methods of selling a particular product and with approximate percentage, and it also describes a category for the segment. And the third visualization is a profit binning, and it also describes the sales and profit that by binning the multiple data into one. The fourth visualization is orders by region and category, and we could also see which ship mode is used for the delivery, and it is used to know about which order arrives from which region and what is the category for the same. And finally, we have used the visualization, which is a line chart, and it shows as the sales and the profit by category, and it describes the sales of a particular product and profit for the same product. Thank you.